I find that my last video on India's future and the proficiency in English language has shown some kind of interest being generated in viewers. So I guess that this is a subject in which viewers are interested in. Now, what I'm going to say now is not exactly an offshoot of what I said earlier, but specifically on the way in which we emphasize words when we talk. I'll come to that in a minute, but before that, I got to say something else. Now, in speaking about the proficiency in the English language, I must say that reading and writing are there, quite above all this. It is there. It is the prime thing, really. So let me be done with that point, that with all these kind of social media, podcasts and all that, there is clearly, without a doubt, clearly a diminution in our reading and writing skill. What does it mean? What does that mean? Now, reading is a separate experience. When you read, there is a sentence there and there is a space for thought. You're thinking about that. And then the next sentence comes along and there is a little bit of, shall we say, a dance of thoughts, a joining together of thoughts. And there it goes like that. Therefore, this experience of reading and giving space for thought is the essence of the experience of reading. And that is it. Those who take time and effort to read a book, for example, will find that this is the essential experience. And now in no way can that reading, that very primary and more than that, a very important ingredient of proficiency can in no way be substituted by podcasts and things like that, including the kind of speaking that I'm doing. Writing is a way of asking yourself whether that whatever you think is being reproduced in words. This transformation of what you think to words in writing is the experience that comes with it. So always the question is, have I written what I thought about? Or have I gone into something else where my words have taken wherever it goes? Not this faithful reproduction of thought to writing, but just the flow of words going along and sometimes taking the wrong turn. This is what it is. Now, what I am going to say, having done with this point that English proficiency means reading, writing. And now what I say is about speaking and listening. Now, that's a very specific point, not the entire point. And the point is really not my own, because I was reading only yesterday a British newspaper where a senior lawyer, British lawyer, was writing a letter to the editor and speaking about his experience of training his junior lawyers to speak with the right emphasis so that there are results while addressing the court. So this is the exercise. He was giving an example of a plain sentence. And I have written it for you. I never said she stole the book. I show it to you now. I never said she stole the book. Now, there are at least 6 different interpretations of this idea, depending on the emphasis that you give to a word in the sentence. Now, I will demonstrate to the best of my ability what this means. I never said she stole the book. So the emphasis is, I never said it. Somebody else must have said, I never said she stole the book. I never said she stole the book. And so you can, the lawyer opposite me can try to find out even one instance where I said she stole the book. I never said, never said she stole the book. That is the emphasis, never. I never said she stole the book. I never said she stole the book. What does that mean? The emphasis is on said. Okay. I might have written a letter to a friend of mine or someone like that saying it's likely she stole the book. Never said it. The emphasis is on said. I never said she stole the book. I never said she stole the book. Therefore, all the rest remains. The other verb, stealing it, all that remains. But she, I never said she stole the book. It could be anyone else. I said about somebody else. I never said she stole the book. So that's the emphasis is on stealing. I never said she stole the book. So I might have said she borrowed the book. There are so many other possibilities. But I never said she stole the book. I never said she stole the book. So I can even say she stole a book. Not the book, that book which contains the family secrets. I never said she stole the book. So the emphasis is on that particular book, not a book. I never said she stole the book. I never said she stole the book. It means I could even have said that she stole the bookcase or a letter placed beneath the book. I never said she stole the book. I never said she stole the book. The emphasis is on the book. So it could be a bookcase, it could be a letter under the book. So there are about 6 to 7 instances which I have just now demonstrated despite all the noise in the background. I hope you still get it. That none of these instances and meanings could come out in just a plain thing if you read like this. So it demonstrates that the emphasis on words, the oral rendering of the words, the speaking of it, the nuances of it, they all change according to what is spoken. In other words, speaking has its own place. Granted that what I said earlier in my introductory remarks, that reading and writing are there, namaskar, they are there. They are there, right up there. But speaking, the nuances of speaking, they can change the very meaning of a sentence. So while we are on the subject of English proficiency power, India becoming an English proficiency power in the next 20 years, I thought I could add this bit so that my inference that viewers are interested in the English language might be well founded after all. But before I close this this talk, I would have to just tell you that there was a remarkable person, a great person, who combined the beauty of the written word with the beauty of rendering it in speech. None other than the incomparable Shakespeare. He was always called a playwright because he wrote for the plays to be performed on stage. So my memory goes back to school. O justice, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me, my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me. Therefore, the beauty of the written word is combined in his mind how it is going to be with how it is going to be rendered. A blending of these two. Now, my subject is not that, because we are not going to really write plays, you know. We are going to write good, shall we say, even reports, good expositions in the written word. We're going to also speak in meetings and what we in India call conferences and things like that, where the emphasis on words, the stress of words, the manner in which you put it across count for a good deal. That's my point today.